This is the most delusional shit I've ever heard.
I'm starting a family.
Tactical Templar is so funny on Twitter because this guy is like a giga traditionalist. And like, bro, he's just going off on every OnlyFans girl saying like, yeah, enjoy your fame. Anyways, when you're 5 years and you don't have a kid, you're probably going to kill yourself. That's just how it is. It's just so funny, bro. It's so funny.
Ever heard.
I'm starting a
Brothers, welcome to the #1 Giga Traditionalist channel on the internet. I'm your host, Tactical Templar, and today we're going to be talking about streamers. Yeah, I know, streamers. You know, the thing about streamers that I don't like is the fact that they treat other people like they're garbage, like they're NPCs, like they're these characters in their play where they're the main character, and nothing could be further from the truth. These people are vapid, they are godless, they're degenerate, they're creeps in a lot of cases. And in the case of Extra Emily, she's reckless and she's dangerous. You remember when she picked up Mizkif's Glock, and no, that's not a euphemism, and looked down the barrel not knowing if there was one in the chamber, and then immediately went and pointed at him and went pew, pew, pew? Yeah, that pretty much solidified the fact that I'm not going to be a fan of this person, because if you're that reckless with a gun, you're that reckless with basically anything. You treat the world like it's some sort of fucking video game where the rules don't apply to you, where gun safety doesn't apply to you. And by the way, this is the same bitch who ran the red light because she was too busy playing with her chat on stream. And yeah, these people in the streamer space commit crimes. They film themselves doing it, and they think that they shouldn't be held accountable. And the rest of the world understands this. They understand that being a streamer is not something that you would ever want to aspire to. It's, you know, a step above being an OnlyFans model, but only just. You're taking money on the internet to be the most lowest common denominator content. And so somebody encounters Extra Emily and she drops her character for a minute of this, you know, bubbly retard. And basically says what everyone knows to be true, that these streamers are all about money. How much money do I have? But the reality about Extra Emily, and I'm just going to be brutally honest, you know, the #1 Giga Traditionalist streamer on the internet has something to say about a woman streaming. Extra Emily and her friends are all girl failures. A lot of them are pushing 30. They're not pregnant. They're not married, you know, that not necessarily in that order, but they don't have a husband. They don't have a man, and they're not pregnant, and they're not building a family. That's a fucking failure. That's an L. And, you know, like Tectone was saying, I don't think that these women, I don't think they end their own lives. I think they're too narcissistic for that. I think what they do is they get to a point where their eggs are dried up. They don't have a man. They rely on cats, you know, as a compensator. But ultimately, yes, when they get to a certain point, they get miserable, they get bitter, and they want to drag as many women down to make the same bad choices for them to justify their choices. And they get very, very, very ugly. They become these gargoyles that go out there and try to censor everything and try to micromanage everything. They're the Karens. And in order to cut off the flow of Karens, you have to bring things back to tradition. And the tradition that I'm advocating for is women, you should get married, obey your husband, and get pregnant. It's biblical. It has been established since the beginning of time. And by the way, I think that this should all be done under the umbrella, under the tenure of the church. I have more to say on that, but we're going to be talking about Extra Emily. So a lot of these streamers, a lot of these content creators, they advocate lives that are empty, that are based on how much money, how much viewership can I get? And I will do anything to get that viewership. I will be as ridiculous or pathetic or retarded or cruel as I have to be to get those type of views. Enter Nick Pollum, NMPLOL. This is the guy that during a tragedy in Texas, where young Christian girls were dead and they were trying to find their bodies and they were trying to figure out how many of them. This guy came out and he said a joke, you know, in quotation. It wasn't a joke. This guy had a meltdown because, well, those girls are better off dead anyway. Now, I know when I say that, people go, that can't possibly be real. That can't possibly be real. It can't possibly be true that this demonic subhuman piece of shit, NMPLOL, would ever say something like that. They wouldn't. He wouldn't say something like that. Nobody would say something like that, right? No, wrong. This is a guy that, I mean, is somebody that is so devoid of character. Somebody that is so devoid of character that he would absolutely say something like that.
And like 12
really?
like, campers are lost right now from a summer camp nearby.
Campers? Is it children awake?
Younglings, Nick.
Okay. They don't have much left for anyways. It's okay.
They have their whole lives ahead of them.
Yeah.
What? Their whole lives, Bree?
Their
That's gonna
entire
Bree.
lives.
When they're older, every job is gonna be AI. Everything they learn is on ChatGPT.
Yeah. I have to restrain myself every time I see this clip because what I would say to this guy would get me banned off of YouTube and every other platform. But this guy then goes on a podcast and doesn't really understand. Well, why do people treat me so harshly? You know, why are people so mean to me? I guess I'm the villain now. Yeah, you are the villain by your own doing. This is the same sort of crybaby tactics that Hassan uses. He's a crybaby. He says these disparaging, disgusting, despicable things and then posits the question into the ether. Well, I'm just doing my thing over here. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have said that Asmongold killed his mom or that he was a pedophile or that Tectone was a rapist or that Nuxtaku is a Nazi. Like, the number of lies and disparaging comments from Hassan, and then he has the gall and audacity to sit there and be like, well, I don't understand. I'm just a commentator. I'm a poor little innocent commentator. No, you're a degenerate subhuman piece of shit. You're probably several generations inbred and you support terrorists. I mean, holy shit. What are we doing here? And this is streamer culture, and this is why I fucking hate it. The people that are at the upper echelon of the streamer culture are some of the worst of the worst. And they don't really advocate for anything other than this hedonistic, selfish, degenerate lifestyle that's all about me, what I want in the moment, and making as much money as I can, which is fine to make money. But you think that gives you the right to tell people, oh, I make more money than you in your entire life. Yeah, but doing what? I make more money than you ever will in your whole life. Yeah, but doing what? What benefit are you? You're of no benefit, and you're replaceable. Extra Emily, you are replaceable. You are a 4 out of 10. You are below par in attractiveness. Your tits are too small. Your face looks like you got hit on, did you get in that car accident? Did you hit your face on the steering wheel? Your face is flat. Your chest is flat. Everything about you is flat. Your personality is flat. You have to go overboard with this character. Perchance one. Yeah, I watched that fucking clip of her trying to order food, and this regular guy behind the counter is looking at her like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
That's cool. Yes, nice to meet you. Oh, get a job. Yes, yeah. Yeah. What? Job. Ha 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 ha. I'll make more money than you ever will in your whole life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, getting $5 increment donations. Yeah, bitch, you're one step above an OnlyFans whore. You know, if an OnlyFans whore came to me and said, I make more money than you in your entire life, I'd be like, well, apparently your soul and your body is worth $3.99 a month on the internet. But yeah, it's just so vacuous, it's vapid, it's pathetic. That's your true colors. She thinks poor people are inferior humans. People actually sit at home and watch other people live their life and pay them for it, while making money online doesn't automatically earn you respect. No, it absolutely does not automatically earn you respect. Unhumble as fuck. Anyone could have known she was double-faced, also flat-faced. All these streamers provide literally zero to society, less than zero. They set bad examples and degenerate society further. Absolutely true. And, this is the clip I was talking about here, where her retard persona that she's putting on for the camera for people at home, ordinary people that are just trying to do their job are the ones that have to deal with it.
Oh, wait, sorry. Can I have mayo, ketchup, pickles, onions, and lettuce? No mustard? Oh, great. And then for my two sides, a quesadilla, beef with...
Would you like cheese and bacon and tomato
On the quesadilla?
on the big double burger?
Cheese. Yes to everything.
Bacon and tomato?
Oh, no bacon, but yes, tomato.
Oh man, this guy behind the counter has impeccable patience. Like, this is the sort of shit, turning regular people into your content and making their lives just a little bit more difficult. You can't just order food like a normal human being, sit down and then turn on the camera. No, you got to film yourself ordering in the most quirky way possible. I want everything on it. Okay, so you want everything on it? No, I don't want bacon. Like, oh man, I would have kicked you out, honestly. These nuisance streamers, there needs to be a standard. They need to get the fuck out.
Yes.
Yeah, even this guy's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, this is embarrassing.
A quesadilla beef, perchance.
Bit over cheese, bacon, straight beef.
Sounds divine. And Cajun fries.
God damn.
And
All that about to be $5.
can I also add a vanilla fancy shake?
A regular vanilla shake?
Yes.
Oh man, that's just painful to watch. You know, treating ordinary people as though they're background characters, and then when you have a moment where somebody tells you to get a job, you tell them, "Oh, I'll make more money than you." But how do you make your money? Like, this isn't a case of Elon Musk where you understand that he got his money through government subsidies and all this other stuff through his, inventions. And you say, well, it's not his inventions. Well, you know what? It's sort of like Steve Jobs. When you put your foot forward and you present things in a certain way, people resonate towards that. And that can go a long way into getting people to notice your invention. So you can be the best inventor in the world, but if you're not able to actually put on a bit of showmanship and, basically step out there, you won't get people invested. You won't get people involved. So, yeah, this is just a video that I wanted to do on Extra Emily because I heard this. And it's so ridiculous and obnoxious the way that these people interact with the world. They're nuisance streamers. Maybe her brand of nuisance isn't as bad as like Hassan, going out in the middle of a riot and terrorizing people, being part of the group that throws rocks at cops, or, maybe it's not as bad as that sort of nuisance. Or Logan Paul going to Japan and being a menace, or Johnny Somali. But this is its own brand of nuisance streaming, and I think that this should be done away with. And I think the people who are involved in this should be mocked and humiliated at every opportunity, because not only do they not provide any value to society, they are a detriment to society. Ordinary people now have to deal with these freaks on a daily basis where they're being recorded, and the content is, I'm going to be a nuisance to you, and then I'm going to record you, and your reaction is going to be the content. So instead of Extra Emily just going up there and be like, yeah, I'd like a burger, everything on it, no bacon. I'd like these quesadillas like this. I'd like this drink, and then just ordering food like a normal human. No, everything's got to be in character. Perchance, could you possibly give me a burger with everything on it? Okay, so you want everything on it like bacon? No, no bacon. It's like, bitch, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Oh, man. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's like these people in the content creator space, they're terrible. Now, of course, there are people that I do like, but they're very, very few and far between. Because there are very few people that demonstrate loyalty as a friend. Like, for example, one of the reasons I like Tectone is because when everyone else in OTK was silent about Asmongold, Tectone was one of the few people that actually stood up and said, yeah, what's happening is bullshit. Somebody who stood up for his friend, that is exceedingly rare in the content creator space. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it a whole hell of a lot. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, but I just wanted to make this video because it's just such an it's just such a headache to watch these people. And the fact is, some people go, well, aren't you a content creator? Technically, yes, but I'm not like these people. I would never film myself going to a restaurant and inconveniencing people and being a nuisance to them and making their job just a little bit harder. No, absolutely not. That is so ridiculous. If that is your sort of content and then you're bragging to people about how much money you make, you're fucking pathetic. And I just want you to know that I know that you're fucking pathetic. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you next time.